Welcome back to Minecraft. My name is Scorpios, and today we are back at the RambleSMP server. So over the past 2 episodes, we have been doing a little bit of base building. So in the first episode, we built up this farm here, this sugarcane farm, and on the other side here, we also built up a tree farm during the last episode. But I do have a problem that needs to be solved in this episode. So let's go take a look inside of this sugarcane farm. So over the past week or two, I have been using this temporary storage system, and right behind here we have a workstation. So this entire space sits right underneath the sugarcane farm, and over the past 2 weeks I have been sleeping on this bed right here at night. So this is not a great setup. As you can see here, I got myself some cats so that I can drive away all of the creepers. However, once in a while there will be 1 or 2 creepers that somehow manage to walk through this door here. So the other day I was AFKing in my base and a creeper exploded in this corner right here. And as a result, I had to do a little bit of repair work, and luckily this has not happened again ever since. But now that we have developed a street for this base, I think it is time for us to keep building up this base. And in today's episode, my objective would be to build up a safe shelter for myself. And this way I won't have to worry about creeper explosions in this base, because as I designed this base, I have tried my best to make this base mob proof. So all of these blocks that you're seeing here are all half slabs, and the only place that mobs can really spawn are these solid blocks here. And in between episodes, I have been thinking about a space for building my own home inside of this base. And after a lot of thinking, I have decided to build my home at this location right here. So we have a lot of work to do in today's episode. So if you do enjoy this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. And with that said, let's get our building started. So the very first thing that I'm going to do here is to keep expanding our current road in order to have enough space to build a house. We are going to have to expand this road, which means I'm going to go grab some materials and I will be right back.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I worked down the road a little bit, and behind me is the result. So as you can see here, I covered up this area with these blocks here. We will eventually expand this road even further at a later time. But for today's episode, I wanted to focus on this side of this road here. And where I am standing right now, I am standing on top of 3 layers of solid materials, and this will allow us to build down. So I am envisioning a Minecraft house that is slightly below road level, and off camera I have done a little bit of resource gathering, and this road here is going to be the main entrance of my house. And on this side here, I have covered up the ground with some dirt blocks. So I'm going to come over here and put down a grass block, and another grass block on this side here as well. So over time, grass is going to grow and it's going to spread all over this dirt surface here, which means we're going to jump into a time lapse. Alright, we did some work around this area here, and as you can see here, we have some grass that are growing, and we have this path that goes all the way around this courtyard here. So now we're really starting to see this project taking shape, and I am very, very excited, and I am ready to do some building. So let's jump right into our second time lapse of today. Hi, Scorpios here. While editing this video, I realized that I did not have enough recording to make this episode longer than 10 minutes. So I decided to make this a longer time-lapse with this recording of me narrating what I'm doing and my thought process behind it. In this scene here, you can see me piling blocks on this rectangle, essentially turning it into a box. This is incredibly boring, and I do apologize that you have to watch this monstrosity. Let's switch to the next scene. Now, I lost part of my recording where I built this part of my house, but I was heavily inspired by brutalist architecture, and I tried to recreate that gray, oppressive, and industrial look while designing this part of my house. And over on the other side here, I am adding an exterior wall using acacia. I really like the orange color, and acacia wood is a very versatile building block. As I progressed further on building this exterior wall, I also had to start thinking about what to do with the backside of this building. Later in this time lapse, you will see me paving a new section of a street. One thing to keep in mind when building a base in Minecraft is to keep everything interesting. So even though it is good to have a common theme throughout a base, each area of a base should give out a different feeling. And in this case, I would like to create a new area of my base that is a vibrant and bustling street. Which is why I decided to cover the backside of this part of my house with tall orange columns that really stand out at a distance. And with that, I'm going to let you get back to the rest of this time lapse. Alright, as you can see here, we just finished building this house. So at the moment here, this house is pretty much just an empty shell, but we have made plenty of progress in this episode. And here I am in the process of doing some texturizing for this part of the road here. And as you can see, in order to keep the style in this base consistent throughout this season, I used a lot of polished andesite here. And that is just going to be a common theme throughout my base for this season. And obviously we still have a lot of work to do over here, so in the upcoming episodes we will be doing some work in this area, and in fact I have some great things planned for this area here. On this hill over here, I have actually started chopping down some trees for a larger project that is going to happen later on in this season. And over here we have a small side entrance for this house. Oh wow, it is raining on this server here. But anyways, this side entrance to this house is connected to a small side street, as you can see here. And once again, in an upcoming episode, we are going to expand our road system. So this whole area that you're seeing here are all going to be covered. In fact, I went ahead and started doing some street planning. So this area that you're seeing here is going to become a bit of a street market, I suppose. There are so many possibilities for developing this area, and it does look like the sun is setting, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep through the night, and I'll be right back. And now that you guys have seen the outside of this building, I think it is also time to take a look at the inside. So let's go in and take a look. The entire inside of this house is still empty, which means this house is not quite ready for us to move in just yet, but that is okay. And in fact, interior decoration is not actually something I'm very good at, so I'm going to do some research and make sure that I bring to you guys the best episode that I can possibly make. But as you can see here, we do have a lot of space that we can develop here. And for the time being, I have blocked off these windows with black concrete, but once we're done decorating the inside, we're going to take down these concrete blocks here. And we do have this space off to the side here, and right now the floor is covered in half slabs, which is why we do not have mobs spawning in this corner here. And of course, this door here is the side entrance of this house, which goes to this courtyard here and the side street right here. And also in between episodes, some of us on this server got together and killed the Ender Dragon. If you would like to see more of our dragon killing adventure, make sure to go down to the video description and join our official RambleSMP Discord server. And of course, after the dragon slaying was done, I joined up with a server mate, British Weirdo, and we went ahead and raided a few end cities. So as you can see here, I got myself an elytra. But of course, that was after a painful death, as you can see here. Are you ready?
We have been yeah, I'm ready. We have been busting together, and now it's time to leave. And we're taking the. Would this be considered the smart way or the coward's way? I don't really know.
The easy way.
The easy way, yeah, most definitely.
Here we go.
So, and we're gonna confuse everyone else. Hang on, let me punch you off.
Wait.
Then it'll register that I've killed you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sounds good. Do you want to do a countdown? Maybe count down from 3.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, punch. Oh.
Oh my god.
And I just watched you die. He just dissipated in some dust.
But on the bright side, I walked away with my very first elytra on this server here. which means we can now take a base tour from a very different angle. So here we go, let's take a flight here. So as I mentioned in a previous episode, my base is situated on one side of this very large island. So in an upcoming episode, I'm going to keep extending my base to this area here. And from above, you can see that my base does have a very nice road system laid out. And just to wrap up this episode, let's land somewhere tall nearby. So once again, if you guys have any suggestions for what buildings you would like to see me add to this base, please leave a comment and let me know. I will be posting a new episode every week, and with that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.